All right. Ready to get straight to it today. All right, it's good to be back playing on stream. Last week kind of got me. So I wound up finishing the campaign off stream, doing a bunch of other stuff. But I'm now post-campaign. I have all of the abilities. I think... Let me double check my system settings. So I think I might be outputting at the wrong resolution for this monitor. Oh, that is correct. Alright. I'm just seeing some weird little artifacts on the screen. Anyhow. Finished up the campaign off of stream, as I mentioned. And now, I actually have the objectives for today at the bottom of the screen, but I'm going to be starting post-game, and I'm going to go through this multiplayer pallet town area, go pick up a bunch of items, and then I don't think I'm going to set up too much else here. I'm going to head over to Withered Wasteland and start working on things there at that point. So, first, looks like I did not deal with my inventory before I logged out last time, so... Doing that now. Probably gonna need yet another big storage box for more materials. Planning to get this all nice and organized eventually, but I've got a couple of weeks before, or I guess like a week and a half now before I actually care, basically. Waiting for BFF to be ready to play multiplayer. And then there's a lot I'm going to be doing. I also need to figure out where I stuck my tripod. It's an item that's been lost in inventory somewhere for a while. There's not any of those. I don't know if you can actually replace it or not. I haven't, you know, seen the ability to. The place where you buy it has shown sold out of it. So, I need to find it. For now, we're just going to throw some spare. And these things are going to get used today. Hold on to those. Seeds, we're another one nearby. There we go. That goes somewhere else. So much stuff in this game. On a sort. Back to checking things in here. Alright, all the just materials are there. And seeds. Also deposited for another sort. We got a little over a page. Still want to, just while I'm here doing this, go through and see if I can find that tripod. That's unfortunate. So I was thinking this is, one of these boxes here seemed like the most likely place for it to be. Not seeing it anywhere. Oh wait, there's another box around the back. Is there anything on the end of this one? No. Nice, we have an empty one already. Yeah, I plan to build out this for realsies. Like maybe in the end of next week, or possibly just once I start playing multiplayer with my BFF. Okay, so my tripod is stashed somewhere else. Sure. Alright, just a quiz. Cool. Sure. Question is, what does Skiploom really like? Maverick? Nope. Spinning stuff. Okay. That's nice. Good doggy. Yes, we need all the recipes eventually. So gimme. They're just handing out recipes for me today. Okay. So now I have not really had the chance to test out Magnet Rise yet. But it basically seems like crafting God mode. Or constructing God mode, anyhow. So we're just gonna go ahead and have that ability equipped, because that's gonna make it easiest to traverse around this area and whatnot. I think I did grab a couple previously. There were a couple Pokeball items, like there was one. So that's what I'm looking to do right now. I'm not developing this yet, I'm just looking for any items. Anything that might be an unlock. Lore drops, cosmetics, recipes, things like that. I'm not going to go to any of the ground sparkles that are like habitat hints. I'm just gonna leave habitat hints for this until I'm actually developing this. Okay, so here is another item. And a power plant. Okay, so these are... I think I see the theme. So I think it's just each of these zones is going to have one of the set of legendary biome items, basically. Surf? Where I press the button twice. Potatoes! I don't remember, do I even have potatoes growing anywhere? It's a question I need to get answered later. Yeah, I've been looking forward to getting to this point in the game where I can just kind of play the game, have all the abilities, start getting all the items and whatnot, and just focus on restoring areas, making them all nice, building homes for Pokemon, not worrying about various quests that need doing. progression that needs done to get abilities in order to play the game. Presumably. So I already came and got this one too. I'm guessing there's an item altar with an item on the middle of this one. Oh, yep, there it is. Well, looks like I probably didn't need to put off going and exploring all these quite so long. I think I am going to just bash them away from now. Can I not strike out just a single line in this? Alright. I need... I guess I got another, yeah, freezing chambers. That's going to be the third one from the set. So I'll go set those back here. No, not there. Here? Yeah, here works. Handle those with care. I know what those are for. Where is my tripod? Alright, got... Ready to head over to Withered Wasteland. Wait, no I'm not. I'm ready to head to Bleak Beach, because I need to go grab something there. Figured out why something was being a certain way this morning, and it's time to go correct that. And have some gum. So the thing that I figured out this morning, I read online, I saw a post from somebody else also trying to figure this out. Looked at the comments. This Pokemon cannot spawn in this zone. So I need to take that back to Withered Wasteland. While I'm here, I'm going to check the spot for my tripod. I think I cleared out these boxes already, but that one's empty. And that one's empty. I knew the way that I was squirreling my things away was going to bite me. Oh, I've got one more box to check in, so... Nope. check this one for my tripod. Then we will head back to Withered Wasteland. Also doing my usual late realizing that I need to post on socials. What bro? Alright. Thank you, Control Z. I accidentally misclicked something. Fixed before it was ever a problem. Alright. Huh, okay. Unexpected, not unwelcome. Well, somebody's happy it got darker. Alright. None of these things are the item that I'm looking for. I've now checked everywhere that I remember stashing things, so I don't know. And hello, Aetherwoven. Oh, I guess the environment level just increased back to 5. So I think it's just right on the edge. Guess I'll grab my wheat while I'm here, but I still don't know where my tripod is. I might have to go back and check my VODs from the first couple days, see if I can figure out where I stashed my tripod. Keep skipping around and be like, alright, it was in my inventory then. Fast forward, it wasn't in my inventory at this point. Alright, where did it go in between here? So I'm pretty certain that I would have lost that during like the first 2 days. Although, I did also play off-stream those days. Yeah, I was doing the second to last mission of the campaign, and I was like, huh, where did I put that tripod? I found the other items that I would have, you know, bought alongside it and stashed alongside it. So, I am truly confused. But now, Withered Wasteland. Alright. We've arrived home. I heard a pop-up, I didn't see what it was. But it's time to build a little picnic. This was absolutely, well actually, I think this little spot right here seems like a good. spot for this little picnic setup. Alright. Now he should finally spawn sometime soon. I have one open quest in the entire game right now. And it's to get that one. Go ahead and pick and water all of these. I might be moving these around later. Unsure. Alright, I forgot. I saw there is a way to... Well, assuming I have a salad on me. I do. So I saw this the other day. Okay, well, so I can't do it if it thinks there's something in the way. But wait, the salad didn't power up my cut. That's right, that does leafage. What does the bread? Not a bread bowl, because a bread bowl is soup, I think. Okay, no, it does do cut. Okay, a bread bowl is bread, not soup. Yeah, you can do that with a powered up cut. And it just knocks the things off of the plants. And then you can hoover them up. Way faster, but I'm like scared of accidentally cutting my plants. Apparently the edge of the Pokemon Center was like a you can't hit zone. I also don't want to hit my buddy Excadrill over here. Shit, tripod's not here. I already checked these. I don't remember where else I may have stashed things. But I think I want to get a security cam set up here, start getting a good aerial view of down there. And I think maybe since the first day I may have plopped one down and does something. First time I'm actually using this. And I have heard that you can get a good bird's eye view by just like going up into the sky, climbing it up, and knocking him down. For the moment, I'm just gonna have that set up there. Definitely going to want to get some construction going before too long, but I think still just going to do some pretty casual stuff to get going. Start fixing up some roads, although I mean I should probably get some small buildings getting started at least. I need to think a lot about what I want to do with this zone. And I think the bird's eye view gonna be the best way to start thinking about that. No. Broken. Feet on my other monitor, which is still messed up. Okay, so. That's whatever there we got. Alright, we got our cave system over here. Got kind of the back end of town over here. I'm assuming the gates to the other zones are just kind of fixed where they're at. Kind of have to build around them. Might be nice to label them though. Especially just because I don't really know. Like, from here, I know which ones they're all going to. But, like, the sky one, I was able to figure it out last time, at the very least. But still. Drop down. I think I want more of a thoroughfare between the front of town and the back of town. Very least we're gonna finish knocking out this stuff. The door is at least a little bit bigger. Anything just basic stone. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and keep opening this up a little. A little better. Sure, I'll take your berry. Sounds good. While I got you here, though, how about a bunch of honey? Also, just remembered something else I forgot to do earlier. There we go. I feel like I already have one of the curtains. I think the right one. Which I was hoping she wouldn't give duplicate results, like items, so I can just unlock stuff, but not like I'm not getting a ton of honey as I play. Oh, I could be confused. It could be a not as simple curtain that I have already. I want some honey. I think I want to make a couple of cave homes for some cave Pokemon. So I think I'll do that over here in the cave area. It makes sense. So maybe that's what I'll get on for the getting some stuff building as I'm just fixing up roadings instead. You really want to play this for some reason, eh? Yeah, I feel like there might be some pressures in your life that might guide you down that path at this time, yes. I do hope that starts for you soon. But I also do hope that the other things you've been wanting to get done are able to get done as well. This. Not a good spot. I think that might be a good spot. Okay, I think I'm going to build a house into this little spot right here. We're going to go one more back. I think I want to go get a stone house kit and set that up there. Probably the stone hut, but I'll see when I have all three of them together. I don't imagine I have any of those on me right now. Yeah, I think I have those. I can put these away. I don't think I'm going to use any of these right now. I've been liking what I've been seeing with people kind of tucking the houses away inside of builds that they do externally. There we go. Pathway more evident as well. Right, I need to travel to Hammer Island, what I named my pallet town. Nice little stretch. Okay, so those were... I don't want the city ones. I'm gonna go ahead and grab these because I'd probably wind up using more today. And also go ahead and stick these away. Still not the ones I'm looking for, but yeah, here we go. Stone hut. Although that should look pretty good there. Grab those, because I'm gonna use those later. Oh, it's just the special ones. Oh. Oh, nice, I have a fluff. Woo! Shouldn't be anything there. Could be, but shouldn't be in this one. And I think there might be some stuff in this one. Nope, okay. I guess I think I've used most of my stone huts and whatnot already. That's all. That or they're in whatever chest I've lost my other items in. They're somewhere. I'll find them. Okay, I placed furniture and decorations. This. That's more money to work with later. Actually, I want you to build something. Here. Follow me. I'm not like that anyway right now. Follow me. Right, here is where I was going to put it. Stone hut. Alright, one more back, I think. Alright, I need another burgie. There. Put up probably by where my current house is. A good cooking area. I say up by where my house is because that's where like all the picnic stuff is. Not because my house is there. Alright. Perfect. Now I need to get onyx in here and one more. And then I also need ash and copper. I am wondering though, if I want to kind of like level that area over there where my house currently is. Like smooth out the town, because I mean it seems like the town kind of got earthquaked up over there. It was probably in a line here, and then I mean at least it's not entirely in the sky, like happened to some other locations. So we needed copper, soot, onyx, and another dude. So copper and soot, we're gonna have to go back over here real quick. I did at some point last week start kind of moving my main base over to this little beachhead that I've got in Pallet Town. Here we go, volcanic ash. And nope, that's gold. I needed copper. Onyx is not over at his home right now. Where is Onyx? this point, if I'm not seeing Onyx anywhere, I'm guessing it's probably just not currently active in the lab. So let's go honey up his home. Let's figure out how to do that. I've never actually done that. There we go. That was easy enough. Follow me. There we go. And we have another person ready for construction. All materials, just waiting for these two to catch up. Onyx got a little bit of a longer route to get here. Coming though. I trust he's coming. There we go. Start building that stone. Alright, so that's gonna be going for an hour, so I got plenty of time to do other things. Also, as long as I don't need Crush, I think I can get some other buildings going, probably, because I think I have another 2, at least, Pokemon that can build here. It's got like 4 new recipes from the Pokemon Center. For the PC earlier, anyway. Blocks. So we want us some of these blocks. These are just stone. Cool. Now we can begin placing these blocks. I'll try doing that. I guess you can. That's how you place things in this mode. And then you can also swap it to replace. There we go. Swap to a good one. Brushing those up. Where else do we have some damage? Well, I mean, obviously. Nope, that is not what I wanted. Alright. Undo our transformation. Whoops. Undo transformation and switch over to Rock Smash. There we go. And switch to our ordinary soil. And then back over to our Archetype. There we go. Back over to Magnet Rise. Have our items. We are in replace mode. Yep. This is really nice. When I was first like going through this zone and looking at this road, I was like, man, it's gonna be annoying to go through and like have to dig out and then put back in every single like damaged piece because they're just a different tile type. Not actually a problem. Not once you reach endgame. I already went through all 50. That was satisfying. But I'm not done. Oh, I'm not done. We are just getting started. Everywhere else being an extra tile wider, I want to widen up this road. And I think I want to send it through there, and then I think I'll widen it up on this side too. First, we need more tiles to work with. So we are going to go back to my island and make some more blocks. Alright, I've arrived home. Well, want the bench. There we go. Blocks, we want... We can definitely make a lot. Start with another... 5 for now. And I'll take some more stones with me in case I want to make more. I also know I'm going to want a bunch of these. So let me just do 100 of those. And I'm going to want some of these. I need to make more lumber at some point. That for now. Okay. We want our like roadside like brick blocks. Where are those at? Or do I have to buy those from the PC right now? Nice. But definitely a handy tool, which will come in handy later. But for now, let's see what you want. Hooray, seeds. Shop are the items that I'm looking for here. Doesn't look like it, huh? What? Alright, well. I feel like there's gotta be no way, but also, like, maybe it's just a random recipe from PC that I haven't found yet. I feel like those might work better with the paths that I've been working on as opposed to the wooden stairs that are currently paired with them. Alright, I wanted to grab a bunch of rocks. There we go, a bunch of rocks. Let's go ahead and grab. Yes, that should be the right grass. Any others that I want for this project at this stage? There we go, I think that's what I actually want. Alright, maybe. Alright. That's it for this trip back here. Alright. That's right. I was working on this section of the road over here, patching up all the damaged spots. Patching it up and patching it up. Alright, that's saying everything over on this side. Got everything over there. And everything over here. Alright, so now we just fixed up this section. Okay. Almost done. Believe we've gotten all the damaged blocks now. Now we're just patching these spots. They were straight up missing. Drop this transformation. Secure the kit. There we go. Nice. Back over to magnet rice here. A couple things that I want to do immediately. I think we're going to connect this road with the one down there. That was the last one that I had. I'm gonna make a few more. Next batch. Go ahead and do. I don't think I need that many. So I'm certain I'm wrong about it, and I'll definitely be back here making more here in just a moment. But. So first of all, let's eat something. Like a soup would be good. I only have one soup. I'm gonna just eat a handful of beans. It's not like I don't have a ton of beans. Switch back over to magnet rice. Box back. Alright, we're still in replace mode. We're gonna widen this road and we're gonna bring it through here. Yeah. Widen this road. Swap that out underneath there. We'll deal with it in a moment. You can also just casually remove blocks that way. So that one's been widened, and then this one I'm gonna widen on this side. There we go. Highlighting it, but it wasn't actually giving me the option to look it up. haven't seen the single before. Go. Did you go right? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it does not line up right. That's why. That one there, and then get our single and. Whoops. Corner pieces, unfortunately. I need to go get more tiles to fill out this section. Well, I've gotten things straightened out over there decently. I'm ready to go do that. I think I'm also going to take a look at my security camera. Not much in its view so far. A lot of what I did was just right over here, but this is looking a fair bit nicer already. Another batch of these. Magnificent. Missed a bean. I missed a few beans, I guess. Or more beans sprouted. Water always while we're over here though. That, I guess, not ready for it yet. I definitely need more than 10. I need, like... Oof, I think we need like just over 30. Go ahead and make 30 of them. But I think we will be back again before we even finish this one stretch. Swap to magnet rise first, that, then go into my bag. Hello, Ray Ray. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Doing okay. I am doing great, actually. Last week was a little rough. The lack of streaming last week was I was exhausted. However, had a really good weekend. I got to see a friend that I recently reconnected with that I hadn't seen in a few years. They came over, we played Magic the Gathering along with a couple other friends. And I now have my condo under contract, so that sale is coming along. Pieces for life, falling into place and whatnot. So I just get a nice, pretty chill, stress-free week to play some Pokopia. Hoping to stream most afternoons this week. If not all besides yesterday that I missed. I want the wooden fencing, I just want all of the little floor tiles. Gimme. Finally got all those. Alright. Want some ordinary soil. Ordinary soil. Do that for now. Streets are feeling so much more satisfying now that they're a little wider, and also just fixed in general. Didn't bother me since day one, and it's finally fixed. Okay, let's see. We got like another half hour before that house I started building is done. Yeah, definitely completed make roads. Ooh, that seems handy. Floor switch, okay. I don't know, maybe I switch off of this road building passion project. And try and improve environment levels more so I can get some more items and recipes. My first lead is the fact that I have a habitat built up here for this Pichu. Just slam my face to a tree real quick. Alright. Hello, new friend. Oops, sorry. Hope I didn't zap you. Kinda surprised me popping out of nowhere like that. It wasn't a bad surprise. I just know we're going to be great friends. Alright, I have been needing him for a quest, so I might actually... It's the last side quest I have open. But I think... Alright, who over here wants something? Yes, Spencer. You found a thing. Nice. Thank you for the thing. Alright, Pichu, we need to go introduce you to somebody this way. Good luck with your pathing down here. There we go. Found a way. This is probably gonna open like 3 more side quests. Probably some load-bearing thing that I just took forever to do. It's literally the only side quest, only quest of any type on my request right now. Just took a gander at the time. Looks like I've got about 2 hours left to keep streaming here. Feels good. I think I will get a decent amount done today. Right. Person I need to introduce you to is over here. As soon as he figures out how to get over here. There he goes. The different ambulations, the different ways that the Pokemon walk and the different like speeds that they move is interesting. Lotad, when I first saw Lotad, that was great because he's just like he scuttles along the ground super slow. As soon as he hits water, he just like zooms. All right, so we're introducing, or reintroducing Pikachu with his family, which is the reason that he's depleted of electricity because he was saving them at one point in time. That's what's happening with this quiz, right? So, Pikachu, watch this. Why, what a marvelous shock that was. I'm just so happy to see you. Hee hee hee, I was shocked. You always used to struggle to generate electricity in the past. You have truly grown, my dear Pichu. I am so very proud of you. Thanks, Pikachu. While you were gone, I practiced really, really hard. You know, I don't have to work so hard to look after me. Thank you so much for everything. And I hope maybe now I can help you out more. My dear little Pichu. Thank you. Okay. Alright, you can go home now. I'll see you back there. Thank you ever so much for reuniting me with Pichu, Sparkle. Next, could I ask you to bring Toxel to me? Okay, I wasn't ready for that one. Figured Raichu was next or something. Fair, though. Alright, how do I meet a Toxel? Lazy photo album scrolling. Okay. Should be able to buy both of those things, however... Well, he likes it humid. Maybe that's Weathered Wasteland. We got that place humid. Toxel was just such a kind, sweet child, always fretting over me, worrying I was pushing myself too hard. I used to be a bit of a loner, and I worry they are off crying on their own somewhere. I'm counting on you to reunite me with Toxel, Sparkle. Yes. Alright, yeah, I'll do a quiz. Quiz question is... I think Pelipper prefers ocean vibes to exercise equipment. Just gonna guess there. Yeah, totally correct. Now I'm just thinking about a Pelipper getting jacked. Just absolute beefcake unit of a pelican. Hear the kitty coming in. Oh, kitty's just coming in to go to the bathroom. Nope, she's coming in here to wander around. Yes, where'd you go? Oh. I can't reach you over there. Yes? Oh, are you upset because I moved one of my keyboards? Yeah. Yeah, it's over there now. Sorry. Okay, so... what I need to know is which zone Toxel can spawn in. See here, which one is Toxel? Where'd that Toxel at? Here we go. Yeah, I don't see anywhere where it says... oh, Rocky Ridges. There we go, that's where it says. Alright, well then, I will deal with that another time. We're gonna go back to focusing on Withered Wasteland. Nice to finally have that quest cleared, though. been like 4 days, and I've been just dealing with everything else, closing up campaign, doing all that, and just kind of like checking on that each day and being like, well, they're not here yet. I think something's wrong. Fixed now. All right. Done a decent job fixing up the roads there. Want to patch up things on the sides. I think I want to move Hitmonchan's house somewhere else. So I want to do something else with that plot where Hitmonchan's house is right now. I think I might knock down the like remnants of the prefab here and throw up another prefab in its place. Kind of like the idea of setting up a dojo for Hitmonchan, presumably Hitmonlee, is going to be in here as well, and then Poliwrath, which specifically lived in a dojo. Anyone else? Unsure still if Poliwhirl and Poliwag are in the game, presumably. I've not gotten any hints towards them yet. I'm also curious if Hitmonlee is. Yeah, maybe we just set up a temporary house for Hitmonchan. So our starter bush dwellings there. Being able to quick bird's eye view with Magnet Rise is fantastic. Yeah, I still have this cave that I can do things with as well. I need to keep that in mind. Good to get that beachside shack rebuilt with a rebuild. Where should I have Hitmonchan moved to? Kind of feels like a house, kind of in the housing district kind of vibe, which is over here, I suppose. So I think I want to set up a nice kind of staircase setup over here to make it more accessible for Pokemon to get up and down from up here. I'm gonna undo my transformation and eat now. Fill up on beans. Munch the heck out of some beans. Right, and then we want ordinary soil. And let's see. Right, one here. Then we can do kind of like a ramp up here and then up here. And then, man, that's how it's got wrecked. I think. Let me go ahead and get rid of all that. Get that out of the way. I should build a secondary ramp up over here as well. That seems good. Okay, so we need to start kind of down here. Kind of like the one off from the road before we start up. Just gonna add in staircases after we get this all stair-step ramped. I think I like 3 wide for now, but we'll possibly switch over to 4 once we're just about done. Carving this out. Get a feel for it first. Ultimately, I'm going for what I feel like, you know, a Ditto approached, like, nature in harmony with the wreckage of everything kind of vibe. Decent start, I think. Gonna... Yes. Pull back. One more here, smooth this out a little bit. I think that's gonna work better once the steps are in. I think now I want to swap. I think I'm gonna make this all dirt path now. So I think I like that for signifying the intended walking paths off of the main road. And I'll probably put down the like plank road stuff. Keep nicing up this place bit by bit. We want... Not there. Fix that in a second. Right, I need to swap to magnet rise first. Then keep wanting to get the item ready, then swap to magnet rise. Not how it works. Swap that one out. Do a little more watering. Not inventory. Water. Water. Cool. There we go. I do wonder how long the like fix up restore each zone projects are going to take me, because I'm at an hour and a half so far today. Got like 2 more hours to work on it today, and I don't think I've really made much progress towards. I mean, I made a lot of progress towards being very satisfied with the work that I've done, but environment level, a little bit. I think probably mostly just Pichu moving in. Well, probably Cascade though, so I think with the way that I'm approaching this, what's going to wind up happening is I'll probably get like a bunch of stuff set up, and then like I'll suddenly have a bunch of people move in, like move a bunch of people into new houses that are nicer and everything, and then it's just gonna be like, alright, suddenly, boom, you just jump up like 1-2 levels. But get some stairs made. And the type of stairs, I think. Yeah, I think probably if we're gonna do the wooden plank roads, I think we'll go with the wooden steps. We should probably get more lumber processing after this. So try and remember to grab some logs while we're back here. Goes back for Scyther to process. Let's see if I can be that coordinated with my left hand. No, I can't. Nope. I made 5 at a time. We're gonna need a bunch of these. Start out with 30. And then lumber, so we want logs. Okay, we do have more logs. Head back to Weather Wasteland, get Scyther to start processing those. And then we start setting up our steps. Those loading screens are like a perfect amount of time for a very casual stretch. Like, don't actually get out of the chair, but just stretch. Alright, let's get playthrough going first. Actually, good a vantage point so we can see him first before we summon him. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. He's probably not currently active. So, grab our honey. And we summon our setting. Look at this. These super cool small logs. Wonderful. That's processing. Now we can start setting up our stairs. Split the steps. Got those all set up. This one over here. There's some two over here. This part of the road was pretty messed up. Much better. Now we start on these. Might shift this one further back still, but let's go ahead and just finish up this end first. Three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. Let's make another batch of 10. My lumber's not ready yet. I feel like going back through the loading zone, so let's consider get back to pondering where we want Hitmonchan to actually live. Which is up here. That's why we're building our steps. I think we probably want to give him a sand house. I'm thinking one of like the house ones from, yeah, stone cottage or stone house. This is big. That's a big one. this is from the Rocky Ridge area. Is there like a... I want like a... No, because the stone hut is the ones that I'm building in the cave. Okay. Yeah, like I want dens, but I want a different... I want a den that has a door like the houses do. Ideally. Double check what the options at the shop are. Let's see, we have leaf ones. Yeah, the cottage should work on. Okay, yeah, now look at so. Yeah, they don't have doors until they hit cottage level. Oh, my stone hut's done. Nice. Excellent. That means my construction crew will be ready for building that next thing that I was looking at as well. Alright, to you. Ta-da! And then we simply... find some stone walls to work with. Here goes wet rock. Yeah. And we just kind of build that into the wall there. Nice. Now there's a little house in here. So that is the den size. I do kind of think bigger than that is what I would generally like to have as Pokemon house, but I also like the footprints of the dens. Back to looking at our options, so... I think I like purple door more than green door. Not sure how well I'm going to be able to build these into anything, though. Let's get this. I'll just be putting that off forever. Actually, I wonder how the Pokeball houses get built up. I might have to actually go try out some of these things. And some of my already existing built things. But let's see how big this is. Oh, this is smaller than I expected it to be. That's wonderful news. The Pokemart just fits in the backyard of the Pokemon Center, actually. I feel like it should be set up somewhere that is, like, just off the path. Do you also want it to be close to the Pokemon Center? I mean, that feels like it makes sense. Thinking. And noticing that Cacturne is making all of my plants grow, so... Go ahead and pick some beans and tomatoes while I'm thinking. So it is possible to move buildings after they've been constructed. It's just a little inconvenient and annoying. Stop trying to pick up the thing that I don't want. I overdid this garden. I definitely overdid that garden. There are no questions there. Alright, so I'm gonna go try an experiment real quick. I have the house of the type that I want to potentially work with. It's built here. So I want to see how building around that goes. And then we'll come back and hopefully have decided what type of house we want to build. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna stop by. I want to see how things build around the like Pokeball houses. This is a good size home. Quite the upgrade from a den to get to here though. So let's see here. Let's just do barren ordinary soil. Let's swap to pre-build mode. So we're allowed to build up like that, but not for those two spaces. Okay. So it's always going to be like the 2 squares for the door that you're not going to be able to do. But otherwise, you can totally just clip into there just fine. So I assume that's going to be pretty much the same on the Pokeball house, but let's go check. Get a little snacky. Might go grab a snack here shortly. I do that on the loading break as I head back. Okay, so this little house. Alright, so you can't block the entrance to little tiny ones at all. The Pokeball houses is showing promise. Yeah, I do wish I could pick it in that slot there, but... Okay, so yeah, these don't work super great for this. Are there any other house types that I wanted to check out before I get back to Withered Wasteland and get some stuff going? Okay, so yeah, I think dens and Pokeball houses are out. That one could still be decent. Yeah, I think we want to primarily do huts, cottages for families, houses for large families, and myself is probably the direction I'll go. So I don't think I want any leaf huts right now. I think I want to see. So I'll probably do. Yeah, the city huts are probably going to be my best bet for what I'm looking to get here. Head back to Withered Wasteland, and then I'm gonna go grab a snack while it loads, and be right back. I got hummus. And I have arrived home. Right, I was doing stuff at the top of the cliff. So I was doing. Where'd the things I just bought go? There's. Oh, the inventory in this game. I definitely hope they add some quality of life features for inventory in the future. No, it's not going to be enough space to properly build in. This one going up there works. We're going to have to get some stuff out of the way. I think it's time to, well, I think it's time to eat some beans. So I'm out of pee-pee. And it's time to open my pretzels. I'm having some, roasted hatch green chili hummus, with some pretzels and also some carrot chips. Getting this area cleaned up. Ready to be transformed into the new town that it will become. Although, now I'm thinking real quick and double check. Okay, so that's kind of in line with that. Actually, it's kind of in line with the road itself. Okay. Okie dokie. We'll set up something for that later. This has been my first time getting this particular hummus, and I am rather enjoying it. It is tasty. Okay. Let's have some... Oh, do we not have, like, wood blower type? Actually... I know, yeah, we have a bunch of wooden flooring. We're good. But we do want to switch over to Magnet Rise. We can switch to Replace Mode. Get these busted up ones out here. But then... what I ultimately wanted to do is go find that city hut yet again. And these are tiny. We're going to be able to fit a bunch of dwellings into our little housing area up here. Start this one here. Actually, yeah, I think I want it one further back. There we go. Yeah, I intend to build around it, so... Right. We are going to need to go get all of these materials. Bonus of streaming. I can just screen snip my stream so I can remember what materials I need to grab. Perfect. Greatest life hack in gaming is just stream so you can reference your stuff easier. I don't have anyone in this region that knows Gather. I can just run off to the other zone that literally the entrance to is on screen and grab one, but still. Definitely something to fix in the long run. I could also just warp to my house, go grab them, and then warp to my house in this zone, but whatever. This is a cozy game that, like, is a somewhat refreshing take on the series. Doesn't feel like a ton of pressure to be completely optimized all the time. been playing Harvest Moon since the first Game Boy entry. Various Animal Crossings, all those things. A lot of them actually wind up, like, stressing me out, and burning me out over time. This game's definitely overwhelming at first, but if you can just pace yourself, it doesn't actually pressure you to do anything. There's always a ton of things to do, but it's never pressuring you for it. There's nothing screaming, you have to log in every day, or FOMO. I was tired yesterday. I didn't wind up playing at all, and I was fine with that. I had 4 other games that wanted me to complete dailies or else, but not Pokopia. There are dailies. If you miss them, that's fine. So I need to figure out who here has gathered is the thing. So let's search. No. Wait, what do you mean search for them? No. Yeah, there we go. Filter, that's what I want. I want ones that have... there's still some... Okay, I knew that there were some that I didn't have yet, because I know of at least one that I don't have. But yeah, there are so many abilities in this game. Well, I see him right over there, but I want to test this out, because I've never tried it before. And I also... So, when I actually, like, need somebody specifically, I will interrupt their conversations with this game. It's not something I'll do IRL. But if I see... if I'm just looking for just anyone, I will try not to interrupt conversations. So... yes. Okay. Probably over... Okay. So I just kind of, like, point you in the direction. Got it. I did not mean to use that. Follow me. Here. Again, I could just teleport back to my house, but I just like existing in this game world. I like being Ditto. Taking the scenic route in a cozy game. It's just a cozy thing to do. I do think this zone's going to take me a few days, but once I'm through this one. The other ones will probably go faster. I also kind of like threw myself at this one. I'll probably plan the other ones off stream more so that I just have a game plan in place when it comes time to actually get started. Okay, need to go back here to grab the materials. So I need Poke Metal, lumber, which I'll grab from Scyther. Should be done with that. Rocks, which I should have. Yep, I already got a bunch of rocks on me, and some glass. So I need to free up some space. I think alongside those, I'll throw in these. I've not really started that puzzle yet, and then as well, I guess. Drop off a few more things while I'm here, just free up some inventory space. Actually, I do want some of those on me. Oh, that's enough space for now. Alright. I need to get my builder, 2 others. I need to get my lumber from Scyther, and then we can take that up and start building. And that should take another hour, so that should finish up around end of stream. Just like a little bit before. So I want to get another house set up ready to get built and set my crew at that once they're done with this. Thank you for the lumber. Now look at these cool small logs. How'd you like to make some lumber out of them? Alright. Next thing I needed was our build buddy. And need 2 others. Alright, these. Oh no, they're playing now. Fine. Who else is around? Those 2 are talking. Not doing anything. Follow me. And okay, you're just chilling. Cool. Got our materials, got our squad on their way up. And start building. Cool. All good to go. I think we're back to building stairs. Let's get these stairs built. And then I've got the wooden paths to start laying out. That'll be nice. The road work, at least what I was doing earlier, was just very satisfying to do. Thinking now of a time where I was in a group of people, and there was a guy that said that he really liked helping his girlfriend shave her legs. It was very satisfying, like mowing a lawn. Like that's like, you know, the kind of satisfying that laying out the roads was doing. But then, you know, just like every single woman in the room at the time just like immediately swooned, just like, really? You do that? But yeah, just like filling in the little holes of the busted up road, all that stuff, just very satisfying. Like getting that just perfect lawn mow pattern. Keep forgetting why I opened this. Stairs. I'm making wooden stairs. Steps, and we're back on the step train. These two parts of the city are going to be very accessible to each other now. It's going to be an absolute non-issue Pokemon to get between. More city dwelling type of stuff up here. And the Pokemon Center and the more wilds area down there. Down these dry spots. And then we're going to want to switch over to Megarize. You're going to swap some grass in there, and then we're going to swap in just ordinary soil here. This one grass still. The vines coming off of it, it feels more normal. Plus, like, yeah, I like that. Think, yeah, we're going to put a little more grass back over in here too, because I think I'm going to make it set up kind of like, you know, it's where people actually walk is what the dark path is. So if it's less traversed, there's grass growing on it. And then you think, you know, like most people are going up here, they're not going to be going up around this way. They're going to be taking a tight corner here. information, get our cut out. Get that out. Nice. I think we'll clear out this wood here as well. Switch over. I actually haven't even tried mouse mode with Magnet Rise yet. Need to give that a shot. Just remembered to use it to make things easier right then. About to go recover that anyway. And cover that back up if that is. Open that. Spit out mode. Huh. Mouse mode doesn't work in Magnet Rise. I was not expecting that. That is legitimately a twist that I was not ready for. You'd think free build mode would be where you'd want mouse mode the most. Now, what was a reminder of the apocalypse is now just a lovely little hillside. I did really like the ending of this game. I cried at the ending of this game. For sure, for sure. There wasn't like much to it. It's you know, just kind of like a credits sequence. Credits scene, non-voice, all that stuff. But that stuff gets me more, honestly. Nice. Welcome in. Glad you're free from work now. How am I doing? I am doing great. I am now under contract for my condo, so that's moving along just fine. And I've just been chilling here for almost 2.5 hours now. Just kind of working on cleaning up this zone. So I kind of rushed going through the campaign. Rushed, took over a week. But you know, like that was my focus in the game, was getting through the campaign so I could get this Magnet Rise ability, which is essentially like free build. So I've just been spending the last 2.5 hours working on fixing up this zone, the first zone, to the point that you know, I really want it to be at. Fixing all the things that have been bothering me since like day one of just like, alright, we're just getting through this stuff. Like, everybody's in survival mode. We'll make everything super nice, but I fixed up the bright red road there, widened it in a couple areas, fixed a bunch of holes, patched all that up. That was super satisfying. Starting to get a couple houses made. I'm making the transition between areas a lot more accessible now. Yes, the wasteland is definitely, it's getting very green at this point now. But I'm still kind of planning out what I want to do with all the different areas, but I think I'm going to start afternoon streaming, like probably 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. just going through and working on each of these zones. So you might be able to catch a little bit of me in the evenings after work for the coming days as well. I also had a pretty good weekend. Got a friend that I recently started reconnecting with that I hadn't really had the, you know, just kind of fell out of communication with, like at end of 2019, that I got to have come over and meet another friend for some Magic the Gathering. The new Ninja Turtles pre-con deck for MTG, actually pretty good. I picked that up and just played with it out of box. And I was already thinking, like, you know, I want a pre-con to just have around for when other people get pre-cons and we want to do pre-con level playing. And I think this is definitely going to be it, because it's got like 7 commander options in the deck. And it decimated the first game that we played. And it held its own against some, like, definitely stronger than I typically consider a pre-con decks. So that was super fun as well. Yeah, so the way it's set up is, there's one commander that you can play that's just like all the turtles at the same time. And then you can also play it where you have Leo as one, and then he can partner with any of the other turtles, or Splinter, or April. And so you can swap any of those second options out. So it's a lot of variance, and then... yeah, it's just decently built. Like, there's a few cards that I would immediately cut if I was going to upgrade things. I'd upgrade the land base as well, but its performance was shocking for a pre-con. I started yapping, kind of forgot what I was working on. Happy to see friend start chatting. Yeah, how are you doing? How was your weekend? I hope lovely and lovely, but it's a Tuesday, so those are hit and miss. Nice. Hope you have a lovely dinner, Don, and yeah, you're welcome for hyping this up enough that you're now forced to get enough done in your life that you can start playing video games. I am glad I can do that for you. Alright, I'm gonna start patching up this little section of road over here. And, ooh, this bridge up here, that's what I'm gonna fix next. Been needing to do this for forever. Let's get where are our bridge planks? That's the wooden path. Here's our bridge planks. We had a quiet weekend. Sister and nephew in town for spring. I keep forgetting that it's spring break, and then somebody will say that something's happening with somebody for spring break. Taking off Thursday and Friday to hang out with them. Fantastic. Get to see some family. Get to have a 4-day weekend, but I always felt even better than a 4-day weekend was a, you know, the 3-day week. It's the 3-day work week. Feels way better than a 5-day work week. excited for the free build zones where there's like nothing prefabricated, all that stuff. Pallet Town and Sky Cloud Island, which I'm planning to start that in like a week and a half to 2 weeks from now with Aether once she gets her Switch too. But the rebuilding aspect of the campaign zones, it's just so satisfying. Just patch the holes, follow the plans, like a Lego kit, kinda. Like a Lego kit with some creativity. I can just, no thoughts how to empty this, but I feel productive, satisfying. And like, at least approach, which by the way, I might be doing Legos on stream in the near future? I don't know when the package is coming, but I've been told that there is a package coming. But yeah, I like to get Lego kits in order to have that kind of like, you know, no thoughts, head empty, brain off little activity for a little while, but also to see the different techniques that the official Lego engineers, whatever official name they go by, come up with. Just to like learn different techniques in order to creatively build on my own later. And that's kind of what what I see with the campaign zones as well. That's what they're there for. They're there to teach you the game and whatnot. So I did want to go through this before starting the multiplayer, but it just so happens to work out that that's when things will work out, is the week of the 28th? Week of the 29th. So I'm going to be able to start doing multiplayer stuff with Adrian. I just had the thought of like, maybe the last ability unlock that I got will allow me to like check out some other areas in the zone that I haven't looked at yet. And then I thought about it for a second, I was like, the ability is fly, and I was like, the very first thing I did in this game was run up to the top of the hills, get as high as I could get to, and start looking around. I'm not gonna find anything new with Magnemite that was, you know, locked off before. I might find something just wandering around, but I definitely looked around there. Oh, here's something that I should have fixed a week ago, honestly. Well, so I do know how the water gen works now, so I can do some other stuff at some point, but basically it cuts off at a certain point unless there's a drop in elevation. It goes a certain number of squares since the last drop in elevation or generation point. Yeah, I saw the VOD and first order of business was getting lost. Absolutely. That is... So, typically in, like, the crafting, building, exploring, survival games like this, I usually play them with Aether, and then another friend, unfortunately no longer with us, and then, like, you know, a couple other friends, depending on the game and whatnot. And so I usually am on exploration. That's like, because we split up everything. So usually, like, Aether is working on, like, base building, cooking, like, provisions, getting inventory organized and all of that stuff. She likes doing the organization. She likes building and making, you know, cozy little home areas and whatnot, and figuring out the crafting and all that stuff. And then, you know, depending on the game, we'll oftentimes have somebody like, you know, I'm gonna focus on figuring out combat or the magic system, or, you know, I'm gonna figure out this or that, and I'm just straight exploring. I'm just like, all right, I have a general idea of where the base is. I can figure out how to get back. I'm just gonna pick a direction day one and just go. I will come back with resources. I will find all sorts of stuff. I'm not going out there to like find treasure chests full of things to find the special things so I can hoard them. I'm just curious. I want to go explore. I want to go find new, exciting, interesting things, and then bring them back and share them with my friends. I love sharing. I've been sharing my Switch 2 with Aether so that she can play this until she gets hers, and just, like, enjoying just her being able to play on my shared console as much as playing myself. So I'm just like, yeah, let me go out, find all sorts of interesting things to entertain myself, and then I'll bring them back and share them with everybody. Found this cool spear, who wants it? I found these neat rocks, who wants to see what you can make with them? Nice, I accidentally made a habitat that I've been meaning to bake for quite some time and just have not gotten around to it. Yeah, Valheim, my specialties are boating and just running off wherever. Get some map completion. Okay, I think we will cut that one off there for now, but we're going to build it the other direction. I'm going to need to build some more stone steps to fix that up. Yeah, my plan ultimately for the campaign zones like this is I'm going to, like, kind of fix up the, like, clear things like this, because I am keeping the, like, mindset of the game of, like, you know, we want this fixed up for when humans come back and whatnot, but I'm kind of, like, focusing on the accessibility, because for this game I'm excited to, you know, make life accessible for all my differently abled friends, like Sword Arms over there and Punching Club Fists, and Slowpoke, who's slow, and, you know, all the people that have trouble traversing different lands and need different needs met. So that's kind of, and, like, you know, nature reclaiming things, and, like, going with like the kind of Pokemon interpretation of things where they've clearly not been understanding why, like, humans have been using things the way they are. So, like, trying to like imitate that, but in a like, you know, nature overtaking things, and, you know, Pokemon focused, but with the humans in mind to some extent still mindset. What have humans ever done for Pokemon? I mean, it is give and take there. I mean, to be honest, humans have done a lot for a lot of Pokemon, but also Who knows why the world is in the state it is in this game? I mean, some people might, but I've not found the lore drops to explain that. Who knows if they're out prior to DLC, that I'm assuming is coming. There are lore drops I don't have yet. And I just remembered, I think I actually saw one on the ground like 10 minutes ago. Started yapping about something, forgot to grab it, and now I don't remember where it was. I need to go back and find it. See, I have not found all the lore drops in this game yet, but... I mean... Did you see the 4th zone? Because that's Celadon City, and it's kind of currently in the sky. Some things went down. Now, the timeline is interesting. So it seems like whatever happened here happened first. Then things started happening to the rest of the world. And we don't know why any of this is happening. Yeah, like... Yeah, but so... I would still say it's a man-made disaster, though, if the Pokemon did it because they were upset about something that humans were doing. But it could also just be, you know, some Pokemon got huffy. It could just sort of be one of them got huffy, had a bad day. That is also entirely possible. And then, I mean, who knows how this world works outside of, the people in Pokemon? How the actual planet works? We don't know, so this could also just be a natural disaster as opposed to a Pokemon-based disaster. Don't know. All I know is, I would say, based off of the information I have, roughly the timeline I've constructed in my head is Kanto happened first. Everything else started happening probably like a year later. And the humans have been gone since then. And subsequently the Pokemon have, some legendaries have been out and about. And it seems like some of the other Pokemon that you find have been out and about. But a lot of them have been in PC storage. And it's been less than a generation, but probably more than, I'd say 5 years, probably more than 10 years. So probably like 10 to 30 years since the humans all went missing from the planet and the natural disasters happened and all the Pokemon also went missing. I am definitely trying to keep that spoiler light, though. I did really like the ending. And again, it was like all just all silent, not silent, there's music to it, but no vocals, no text, just showing you what's happening in the credits type of thing. And that alone just works on me, but also so many other things involved with it. I was crying all throughout the credits, and then the credits scene happened and I just started all over again. But also that kind of storytelling I just love. I love silent the artsy silent episodes of shows. And then Unpacking is one of my favorite games of all time. 11 out of 10 storytelling, 5 lines of text in the entire game. That's probably the you know, largely some tism there. Like, no, I don't want dialogue, just like, just show me what these people's lives are like, and I'll understand. Understand that better than, you know, human conversational language and, reading. Show, don't tell. Works really well for me. Alright, I need to make more little panel roads and more stairs. Is Ditto literate? So, yeah, based off of the context clues that you get throughout the game, being that the lore documents very much lay out what happened, but in the conversations that Ditto has with other Pokemon, they always seem confused and like completely oblivious to the situation and just unaware of all the information that is able to be gleaned through those documents. So I believe the lore docs are for the player only, and Ditto is in fact illiterate, and there has been nothing to show that Ditto can understand human language written. It seems like they do understand spoken human language, which makes sense because they follow commands from trainers and whatnot. Or at least they understand it to some extent. But yeah, as far as Ditto and all of the other Pokemon are concerned, they know nothing of what happened to the humans. What all of them know is, and like I said, some legendaries and whatnot seemed like were outside of the PC system that had like most Pokemon backed up in it. So there's a little bit of information they've been able to get from them, but they basically just know that like at some point they were hanging out with their humans and everything, and then suddenly like they woke up again in the current time where humans have been missing for all that anybody's been able to tell them, just a really long time. Like, Kyogre, the first one, I think has basically just been like, I've been asleep, man. I haven't even been bothering to make it rain. Just everyone's been gone, so I don't even know how long it's been. And I think other legendaries that I've met have also been just like, yeah, they just disappeared quite some time ago. I don't know. So, the Pokemon don't even really have a timeline on what's been going on. They just know that something happened, all the humans are gone, and they're trying to convince the humans to come back, but all they've been able to figure out so far is how to get more and more Pokemon to come back. However, yeah, I'm not spoiling anything, but yeah, I am confident there's going to be DLC to this game, and I am curious if they're going to go anywhere with the you know, any of that situation. We'll put it that way. You know, for as much as I like roguelikes, and so the first roguelike that I played is what was like a classic roguelike. It's Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. You'd think I would have played a lot of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games. I haven't played any of them. You also think for like, as much as I'm a fan of like the Warriors games and all that stuff, you'd think I would have played Koei Tecmo's previous Pokemon game, which was a crossover between like the the Tactics series of Samurai Warriors and Pokemon. I have not played that. I might play... I can definitely see playing some Mystery Dungeon on stream. I don't know that I'd be into the other game enough, just gameplay style, to do that. But yeah, I should maybe do some, and maybe some Stone Soup too. I do love me some Stone Soup. But, yeah, I should do a Mystery Dungeon on stream. I also am thinking of doing XD Gale of Darkness, because that's available on the GameCube, stuff for Switch 2. And I've never played XD Gale of Darkness. I've never played Pokemon the Emo Phase XD, LOL RAR. So I think I want to play that on stream at some point too, but I feel like I kind of want to play a Mystery Dungeon more. Definitely take advice on which one to start with, though. You know, I'm gonna eat this hummus-covered carrot, and I'm gonna put my snacks away. Forgot to make my little plank tiles. But yeah, Stone Soup was great. I had a friend who introduced me to so many fantastic games that like basically shaped all of my post-college gaming preferences and everything, as well as like also shaped like music preferences, food preferences, like so many things. But I lived like one apartment building unit next to him, so I was early to a party, and he just pulled out his laptop, fired up Stone Soup, and was like, "Here, I think you'd appreciate this game. You should try it out." And I chose Zom, the God of Chaos, and because I was learning the game. And Zom appreciates stupid and like chaotic and like you know, just reckless behavior. I got Zom to really like me, and my friend was like, "That's... I didn't even know Zom could do those things." All right, putting some snacks back in the fridge. I'll be right back in just a minute. Yeah, I was also, after I played that and started getting really into the genre, and started, like, experimenting with some other roguelikes and whatnot, there was also there's a bunch of different stories I've kind of, like, made in my head and whatnot, and there's one that I started making in high school that almost became a webcomic on 3 separate occasions with 2 different artists. And I suddenly forget where I was going with this. Or what I was even talking about before. Not a Pokemon spin-off expert yourself. Played Mystery Dungeon for about 5 hours. Decent. But made you want to play other roguelikes more? Yeah, fair. Yeah, that might be my experience as well, as wanting to play other ones more. Oh yeah, so the webcomic, that's what I was yapping about a moment ago. So yeah, that project's almost come to, came to light a couple of times. Like, once at the end of high school, once at the end of college, once, like, 2 years after that. But I was working on a roguelike of my own as a tie-in for that. And I've always thought it'd be fun to make one. And I want to get into game jams at some point in time and do some more game development stuff. I do have an itch page. I have one game out that I made for a game jam at one point in time. But that is, you know, I'm reshaping my life to do streaming and a bunch of other things, and that's one of the things that I would like to do is develop some more games, and I would like to do a roguelike at some point. I'd also like to do somewhere between 1 and like 17 webcomics at some point in time. That's still something I want to do. But based off of how I made things mechanically work within the like world and systems of what was going to be the webcomic, though, the way that I was translating that into game systems for the roguelike, I thought seemed fairly interesting. So like that specific concept, or at least taking some of those systems from that specific concept, it's something that I also might want to specifically revisit at some point. But speaking of game jams, I also, a couple of people that I follow just did a game jam with like a decent sized team, and it was a month-long game jam, so the games are probably going to be way, way better than my weekend-long game jam game that I did. No, it was a 1 week long that I did. It was also my first time, like, doing a lot of different things. But it is all about Magical Girl Metroidvanias. So I think I'm going to dig through some of those and probably stream a couple of those. Including the one from the team of people that I follow, a couple of them as content creators. Because Magical Girl Metroidvanias is absolutely in my line of interests. And here's the lure drop that I mentioned seeing earlier, forgetting about, not grabbing, and now we've gotten back to it. A surprise in the garden. I just got this weird feeling when I was out in the garden. Parasect was acting restless too, so I asked it to dig here. With that, Carolyn smiled and showed us the mysterious fossil. Oh, that is a fantastic emote. I haven't done any online yet, so I haven't needed to. I don't remember how to pull up the emote wheel. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna have to optimize this at some point. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Marathon Time Spinner this weekend. What is Time Spinner? I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Alright, it is a game. It is on Steam. Travel back in time to change fate itself. This beautifully crafted, story-driven adventure. Inspired by classic 90s action platform. Okay, Metroidvania. Join Timekeeper Lunius on your quest for revenge against the empire that killed your family, using time-bending powers to explore the vast connected world. Sounds interesting. The graphics look awesome. I mean, it looks like a Game Boy Advance Castlevania. Which is actually the how I got into Castlevania and like the series, and Metroidvania's the genre was the, well, I think I started with the first DS Castlevania, and then I went back to the Game Boy Advance ones. and then I did later DS ones. I think I beat 3 of them. I'm notoriously bad at finishing games, by the way. Which is another thing that I want to experiment with the streaming, is actually finishing things, but not counting Pokemon games, I've completed 2 RPGs in my life. One of them, I was player 2. It was Tales of Symphonia. And the other one was Super Mario RPG, and it took, like, I was determined to do that. I was like, I got that game in childhood. Like, 5 times throughout life, I worked on trying to, like, go through that game, and, like, this time I'll beat it. And I finally actually did one time in, like, my mid-20s. Very similar to Order of Ecclesia, which you appreciated, yes. Yeah, I mean, just with how much they're aesthetically going for, that, I imagine they probably made it play pretty similar. It looks like it's probably pretty satisfying. So, how much is that one? Nice. 20 bucks, not bad. Throw that on the wish list. But yeah. Notoriously bad at finishing games. Like, a lot of what winds up motivating me in video games is, like, you know, playing with my friends. So single-player games, I just don't get motivated for past the point of where it's, like, showing me new things. My, like, exploration, excitement. When Super Mario RPG on the SNES came out, I got it for my birthday and beat it in 3 days. RPG fiend as a kid, yeah. Golly, I was not. That was probably one of my first RPGs, aside of, like, Zelda games. I had Tales of... They're not Tales of, the Mana series. Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo. I had that, and I really liked it, but I was also, like... I never made it that far. I don't think I ever made it halfway through that one. The first RPG that I think I really got into was Tales of Destiny, and I got through the fake-out ending from that one, and I loved that game, and I enjoyed it. And one of the things I loved about it is I never really had to grind to level up. But then after, like, the fake-out ending thing, or I guess, like, the ending going into post-game, to get to the final dungeon. The final dungeon was just, like, randomly 10, 20 levels above me, so I had to go and, you know, grind a bunch in order to start it, and I was like, no. But I did get to the end of that one, and I have gotten, I have beaten a dungeon RPG as well, I guess. Which, unfortunately, the first dungeon RPG I played was also, like, the peak of the series, so... There were others I was interested in afterwards, but none could quite satisfy in the way that one did. But yeah, I just always... unless I have this right motivation, I tend to lose interest in most single-player experiences. Things that can motivate me: cute outfits, creative things like this, you know, the creative build modes, cute, cozy atmosphere, and there is also multiplayer, so that is a big motivating factor for me in this as well, is I am doing a lot of this to get ready for doing multiplayer. Okay, we've got 10 more minutes on this. No, do not stop building. Yeah, this building's gonna be up, and then we can start building the facade around it. So, oh yes, because it's been like 2 hours since I did this, or have mentioned that this is my plan. Something that I've seen other people doing, and makes a lot of sense, is you can build like the habitats, you can build like block houses freely in there, and you can also have Pokemon build you block houses, but you can also do something like this, where there's these houses like the one that's being built up there on that cliff, that you can actually go into them, and it's another like pocket area, and then you can just like build around them to give them a nice little facade. So that's what I'm like doing, and here's this, you know, one rock cave that looks like just, you know, nice little like rock dwelling that a Pokemon has carved out into the side there. You think most Secret of Mana games can be played 2-player if you want to? Honestly, yes. So I have, if you would like to, I have the like Mana series compilation that they did for the Switch a few years back that I've been wanting to pick up, and I mean, as a kid, I didn't have anybody to play that with. It was multiplayer, but I didn't have anybody to play with. And I've been wanting to revisit those. So I did play a translation patch of the sequel, The Secret of Evermore, at one point in time, and I was really enjoying that one, but single player game, life came up, it didn't hold my interest enough over needing to survive, probably. So, like, I do intend to go back and do those, but, like, you know, I'm really interested in, like, the Persona games and whatnot, but the playtime hours and being able to hold my interest that long and whatnot, that would be a challenge even for me to do on stream, I think. Although I do own Persona 5 Strikers, the Koei Tecmo Warriors game from the series, and I think I might play that on stream because I've been wanting to play that one. I bought it on sale at some point in time. When I system transferred from my Switch 1 over my Switch 2, I saw that I had it, and I was like, oh, I should play that. Yeah, I think most of the Mana games can actually be played 4-player. You've got a Super Nintendo multi-tap. And I have played one of the not the Mana series, the other series I was talking about, the Tales series. So yeah, I played Tales of Destiny by myself, got to the final dungeon, like the fake out ending, they started rolling credits, and then they were like, other stuff's happening now, thing. And then the Tales game that was on GameCube, can't remember which one that one is off the top of my head right now, but I played that one second player with my friend Carl in high school. I think that was actually after high school. And then there was another one that I did play at a party with a couple of friends that we played 4-player. And they gave me like the worst character to like play with if you're doing that. Yeah, absolutely. So, um, all of my consoles are in a box over there right now, but I do have a bunch of, oh, I don't remember, but probably got the off-brand controller. Um... But yeah, like, I was the healer, so my job was, like, the dedicated healer, so my job was just stand there and do nothing, for 90% of the time. Those games I always felt were way better, basically, my friend and I, when we played through the GameCube one, we were just, both Mage Blades, and we would just both, like, be front lines fighting, and then, like, we drop back, cast a couple of heals, throw in a spell, and then jump back into the fray. And that was super fun to play. Yeah, I want to do more retro content. I got recently, it won't work with any of these games, but I got the limited run Super Nintendo controller with Rumble. There's about a dozen games that work with it at this point. I did not pick up the physical copy of Doom that they released as well that works with Rumble, and apparently it's not available online, at least as of yet. I don't know if they're gonna do like just like a short time limited availability on that, or if it's gonna always be an exclusive. But Star Fox has a port with Rumble. A couple of Mario games do. So I want to do that, but definitely some old school multiplayer stuff. Might do some of that as well with Aether, but you know, some of those games are also 3-player, 4-player. Yeah, it looks cool. So it seemed for the Doom release that they did alongside it that works with it, but they also added in. So the build quality just feels good. It feels good, but because they have the rumble motors in there, presumably they've got these little like ramp sections on the back here, and I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but it feels like it's a really nice grip. So I'm excited to try that out, because it might just wind up being a new favorite Super Nintendo controller. Yeah, I got rid of a lot of old video game consoles and stuff that had just taken up space, but I still have like one of everything that I would ever actually use again. So I can definitely play some old games for quite some time. I just need friends to play them with. So now I think we just need to like live closer to each other, so it's easier to make happen, but we can still make it happen. Although, so another thing that I want to start doing with streaming is archipelago content. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's another way of playing some old school games together. If you'd be down to do that kind of thing at some point in time. Which, if you, or just for anybody else watching who doesn't know what archipelago is, it's basically a game randomizer. But it is a multi-game randomizer. So not only does it have the ability to make randomizers for different games, it can do them cross games. So you can have it linked, and you can be playing multiple games yourself, or multiple people can be playing them. I've seen sessions that have gotten over 1,000 people. And basically, you can be playing something like Pokemon, and you go and you find an item in the ground. You pick up that item, and that unlocks somebody's like flying capability in Mario 64. Meanwhile, in Mario 64, they just got a star, and that unlocked some new Joker to use in Balatro for the Balatro player. And then the Balatro is buying some items in their shop in order to give stuff to the Pokemon player. So you've got the randomizer, but then you've also got like that whole new aspect of like strategy and like multiplayer immersive gameplay. And that just seems super cool and super fun. I've always been interested in doing randomizers. I'm also curious to find a game to potentially learn to speedrun at some point in time. But Archipelago, because I'm looking to like meet people, make friends, play games with cool people. Archipelago seems like a scene that I am definitely interested in getting involved with at some point. Okay, I just remembered that I wanted to get another one of those housing kits ready to go before that was done. It can be a little difficult to scream and yap at the same time sometimes. Alright, let's get it ready to go over here. Actually, here's what I'll do. No, they're already leaving. They're already leaving. Stay here. Alright, follow me. And then the one that we need to be careful with is Minthino. He's the one that actually lives in another zone. Let them have their conversation, though. Probably doesn't in the game affect anything, but I'm just polite like that. And then we want to find our building kit. There it is. So I'm gonna try and stuff two of them over here. I'll move some other stuff around. Yeah. No. Stop running. Okay. They were just playing. Fair enough. It's just a quick round of tag. Okay. I mean, I do kind of, but I don't actually have that option. But I guess follow me. Follow me. And I will have to go grab another one because Pidgey got away. Alright, runs are already. Now I just need one other any Pokemon. Nice. Looks like you're volunteering. You're already walking up here. Alright. Build that up. Alright, that is going to be after I'm done streaming. Actually, I think I'm probably going to wrap up streaming here in like between 10 minutes and 40 minutes. Basically, that's the time frame of roommate getting off of work that I might go hang out with. Heading out to dinner with your sister and nephew. Yeah, have a good night as well. I hope you have a wonderful time with your family. And I'll probably be streaming again tomorrow, so maybe see you tomorrow. Remember to sparkle shine and have a wonderful time. So I think I wanted to film some more wooden steps up here. I do not understand how, like, the pace some people have been able to, go through this game at, and, like, all of that. I mean, I guess if I was in my early 20s, I could probably no-life this game as much as I, like, kind of actually wanted to when it came out. pull a couple of sleepless nights and get there, but I mean, just the inherent pacing of this game, like slow, cozy, it's so easy to get distracted, wander around, plus the streaming debuff. But yeah, just taking your time in this game is where it's at, I feel. And I feel like I'll probably build some pretty cool stuff. But I'm going to do it gradually, on a nice, cozy, slow pace. Favorite, enjoy myself. Here's where I wanted to fill in some more steps. And I think I might just spend a little bit of time kind of planning for tomorrow, next stream. No, not there. It's on the side. Alright, fixed. And this little section is nice. An extra little cave up here. That'll be a good spot to have somebody live, I think. So I did see, I haven't tried this out yet. No, not the one I want. I want this. And I also need to remember that I need to do this first. So, for the items in the ground, you're in replace mode. So, does it not actually work? Huh. Oh. So I saw somebody online that I swear they just like came up with this ability and then just like was able to swap the block and have it just spit out the item. Oh well, I guess we'll just destroy it and retrieve it. I will have to figure out how to do that later. Oh nice, found a fossil though. I'm gonna drop transform. Pull some more weeds and carrots. Pick up these sticks. Okay, and then right down that hole there is where our other habitat is. That's nice. Alright, well, there's nothing but groundwork today, but we got some good groundwork done. Two houses built, third one building, one of them's already got its facade all set up. Got the roads built, expanded out some other things. Oh, I should probably... This looks like it should have water in it. I think that's going to be something to think about more later, though. It's also... I want to make that a little more accessible than it is right now. You really want to go hunt for some treasure? Yeah, let's play with the dowsing machine. That sounds perfect. Alright, the dowsing machine should be in my backpack. Somewhere. Everything's like... somewhere. There it is. Dowsing machine. Alright. Let's play with the dowsing machine. Dowsing. Okay. There we go. Something higher up. Okay. Yeah, you know, for as much as I've been playing today, I haven't... I think I've answered, like, one quiz. I do like the hanging out with the Pokemon aspect. Right, can I, like, throw jump onto this? Yes! I throw jump onto it. Ah, this is the thing that he was talking about. Cool. Let's punch the ground. Small lost relic. Patch that hole. Alright. I'm back. Let's douse. There's something below us. Interesting. There it is. Good job, Harris. Some field rice. Alright, hole patched. The way that the blocks fill in and then like merge with the surrounding ones, also pretty satisfying. Reminds me of like if you've ever seen the tools they use to like make holes for golf courses. It's super satisfying. They're basically just like a circular metal thing and they just stick them down there and they just like twist and lift and it just pulls the whole thing out. Super clean. Which is the comparison like of feeling of like the satisfaction that I get from that I can relate to other people. Because for me, it more reminds me of something from a vehicle that my grandparents had when I was a kid. Where like you could swap, you like take the seats in and out, so there was a just like a little piece of carpet to like plug into the hole that just like fits perfectly. Super satisfying. Or I guess if you've seen like the videos of like the machined blocks where they're machined to fit perfectly, where it's like, you know, something just sliding into the other block and it just disappears once it's fully seated, but it looks like it's just like a perfect fit. Which I actually know, and I don't have the equipment currently accessible to me, although actually for probably like $50 a month I could gain access to that equipment, I think, but that is something that I know how to make. But I'm not really motivated to do. Yeah, for anybody just out there in the world, getting to know me, I make stuff sometimes. I've been known to design machinery and build it. I've been known to work all sorts of different machinery to make things. And I do have some projects in my life going on that involve some of that as well. But also, I might make some weird, interesting stuff for stream at some point in time. I've got, like, a bunch of plans for, like, potential chat engagement stuff, like, little, like, mini-games that can be played by chat, and some other interesting experiences, I think. Matter of time being able to get to stuff. But there might be some stuff like outside of just the like digital. You can see neat stuff happening on the screen or like interact with the stuff on the screen. Might make some interactable stuff IRL. One of the things I want to do is I want to like set up a bubble machine like up above me and then make that like a follower points redeem thing with my little sparkles. What my currency is called. So you can just redeem a bunch of sparkles and then make it like shower me with bubbles for 30 seconds or something. So that just sounds delightful. So right now, if I want to be showered in bubbles, I have to do it manually, like this. And I even have like a budget, cheap bubble machine and the ability to hook things up to my computer and program them myself. So I could do like a budget version of it. Probably just be a pain because it's like a $5 bubble machine I have. But there we go. I can be showered with bubbles. I just have to do it myself. And I just want that to be like something that can just randomly happen to me if somebody in chat wants that to happen. Well, I said I was gonna plan, but I mostly just kind of wandered around patching in holes with watering. Which again, just fixing up the little like odds and ends here and there, super satisfying. But I think I'm just gonna do that for a few more minutes, and then I think I'm probably gonna wrap up stream and be back tomorrow afternoon. At least is the plan. Things keep coming up in my life lately, but I'm gonna try and keep doing like 3 p.m. each day. If I'm not wiped out or busy, on weekdays at least, not weekends. I do stuff on the weekends. Yeah, let's play this quiz game. Make it back to throwing up water on the ground. Man, who's heavier, Bellsprout or Hitmonchan? I'm gonna say Hitmonchan. Yep. Like, not even a twig, like... just, like, hydrated limp roots, or some guy. Which one's heavier? Alright, let's douse one more thing with, like, under the bush? I want to dig under the bush? I hit harder rock very quickly. Ditto mode. Let's force the camera down here. I'm not seeing. I don't see anything, Paris. Okay. Game. Okay. There we go. It let me free. Oh, I think I saw something. Oh. Oh! Okay. Yeah. Alright, you found this section. Alright, well now I have to fix all this. Yeah, that's fine that you're having trouble. You just go back. Alright, well I noticed that the blocks were starting to look a little odd there. did not put together that I was about to bust through the roof of a little pre-made sub-zone here. Oh, no, not Rock Smash. Darn it. I want... There. Right there. Go back up. And yeah, I accidentally pushed myself off. Oh, whoops, not leafage. Rock Smash. There we go. So I guess vine, rope, and leaf is actually very easy to just generate on your own. Wrong button. There we go. Holes patched on this side. Let's go back upstairs. Patched on the other side. Then we can sign off. Way out is over here. This is an area I discovered off stream. I imagine most interested people probably already know about this as well. But, like a whole, like, wall puzzle down here with certain things, like mysterious puzzle piece things that you find. How do I get out of here? I don't remember. I thought it was back this way. Yeah, so there's like a wall of unknowns. There's like a puzzle to put together with the pieces that you find out in the world. There's a code on the back of the pieces, so you know what goes where. Yay, berries. Alright. Now we're just climbing back up the hill. So we can go patch our little hole from the other side. Alright. Now, where was it again? Under the bush, that's where it was. Okay, so we should have a couple white rocks to stick in here. White rock. White rock. Field grass to patch those holes. Replant that. I was gonna water that. Here, let me fix that hole real quick. Yes. Buddy, follow me. Get off the. All right. There we go. Bring the tree back. All right. I think it is time for me to wrap up stream now. So, thank you everyone out there who has been watching. If anybody happens to watch this in VOD, thank you as well. It has been a wonderful time. Again, hopefully should be back tomorrow. We're gonna start going live 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, MST, and go until about nowish, 6:40 MST. Try and make that a regular weekday thing as much as I can. At least twice a week. Maybe, like, there may be some weeks where it's like 2 times, and other weeks where it's like 5 times. And I'm going to try and solidify things more going forward. But until then, sparkle and shine, and have a wonderful time. Peace.